Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, and today we are back with another tech video. And today we're going to be carrying on from last video. Not really, because this can be a separate topic on its own, and we will be completing a challenge, which is web scraping. Web scraping is such a great skill, and we're going to be applying it to today's project. It's a mini project that we want to do, and it is the fact that we want to scrape the online web sources, which we're going to have one source right here, which is called CoinDesk, and we want to extract the latest information about a keyword that user inputs. That keyword that user can input can be Bitcoin, which will then receive the latest Bitcoin information. So for example, we will go here and type in Bitcoin, and then we want to scrape basically the latest information about the latest news of it, right? Which would be this article, because it was uploaded August 16th, which is today, the current date of recording. And then we also want to extract this information right here, obviously minus all the interface, minus all the images, minus all, the ads and stuff, because this is the whole point of web scraping. Why is web scraping useful, ladies and gentlemen? Is because there's a lot of use cases for that. You might need to web scrape because a news source doesn't have an API, and you might need to web scrape because you want to use that information so you can put it in your own service. It could be like an emailing service where you have, a newsletter that you want to email it on a daily basis that needs to be generated. So today we're going to be tackling that, and I hope you guys enjoy it and get some value and learn something new. We're going to use Python. We're going to be making a crypto newsletter, and I love putting those two roles together. So without further ado, let's carry on. Now, from last episode, which honestly you don't need to watch it to carry on from here. Last episode was kind of a different tutorial, which was mostly about how to interact with APIs. We basically, to keep it simple, we made this function right here, which if I try to run it, it basically receives the latest information about the given keyword, which is, for example, Bitcoin. It gets the name, the symbol, the latest price, and the 30-day change. So for example, if we change the keyword and we typed in, let's say Solana, I think that's how you spell it. Let us go back. And there you go, Solana, SOL, $23, and then 30-day change is minus 14%. Beautiful. But that's the other episode. And if you haven't watched that, and if you would find this interesting as well, you can click the link, the card as well in the top left or right corner, whatever it is. Anyways, but we're going to keep this function. We're not really going to use it for this episode, but we're going to move on to the web scraping, which is actually a little bit harder, because web scraping happens when the source that you want to extract information from doesn't provide an API, an application programming interface. So you have to kind of do things manually. We're going to have to be playing a lot with the HTML and with the website wording and stuff on our own. This is kind of a challenge on itself, but we're going to tackle it one by one. So a way to start is that we need two things that we need to download, and we're going to type in CMD. We're going to run as an administrator. There's 2 pip installs, right? 2 pip packages that we need to install. One is called beautifulsoup. This is how you spell it, I believe. Soup 4. And this will be the library that allows us to do all that, scraping functions, which is amazing. Beautifulsoup is such a strong Python tool. The next thing that we're going to do is install Selenium, right? Now, this Selenium is basically goes hand to hand with the Chrome driver, and this allows us to render pages with its JavaScript, so we can get the full source content before we extract it. Now, this will be used because we can't just use the normal Python's request.get, because it's not enough, because it does not render that JavaScript that we need. So we're going to download it basically, and it's called Selenium, just like that. People install Selenium. Obviously, I already downloaded it, but I'm just going to show you guys for you. And after that, that's it. You're done. That's all the stuff that we need to download. Other than that, guys, actually, I just remembered we do need to download Chrome driver, which I will leave the link to the description in the description below. Download the latest one, and you want to add it to your environment. So basically, once you downloaded it, go here, go to your environment variables, and then go to your paths. And as you can see, guys, I have mine right here in the Chrome path. Right here, I put you put the folder path of where you downloaded it. Simple as that. But once you're done with that, these are all quick and easy stuff to get ready. We will now head over once we have all that downloaded stuff, now we're going to head back to the code. We're going to be creating a quick function before we actually create the create newsletter function. And this function actually is going to be used that renders that page using the Selenium, right? So getting back into the code, the things that we're going to start before we start actually programming the functions, we're going to need to import some things. One of them is going to be import time. And the other one, we're going to say from BS4, we want to import beautifulsoup. And then here as well, from Selenium, we're going to want to import, I believe it's called Chrome. Oh no, it's actually called WebDriver. So just as simple as that. And obviously, if you don't have any underlines, any red underlines, that means you have imported things correctly and you downloaded the packages from pip perfectly. So moving over, what we will be focusing on is the render page. Now, this will be the function. It's really a simple function that will handle all that, rendering to get the JavaScript rendered as well. So yeah, starting with this function, the first thing we want to do is kind of instantiate the driver. So we're going to go driver is equal to WebDriver.Chrome, and this is a function. And after that, we basically just want to do driver.get. And then now we're going to pass in the parameter, which is going to be the URL, the website that we're going to pass it. And then, yeah, now this part here is the part that we need the time, right? We need to give it time.sleep because sometimes websites, they don't really load instantaneously, right? Because either depending on your internet speed or just how things load up the JavaScript. So we're going to give it an average of, we're going to give it 5 seconds to wait. And after that, we're going to say basically the render is equal to driver.get source. No, it's actually driver.page source. And after putting the returning render, we're going to do driver.quit, which is a function. And just like that, guys, we have basically finished this website, which obviously this one we're going to put a comment. We're going to say renders website with its JavaScript, right? So we're going to basically say full HTML content. This is kind of the purpose of it, guys. We want to get the full information about it. So now moving on to the newsletter, the actual, stuff, the nitty gritty that will happen here. So number one, we've mentioned URL so many times. We're going to actually write the URL. What is it going to be? And it's going to be simply coindesk.com. So we're going to put it right here, coindesk.com. And then now that we have the URL, we now want to call the render function, right? We're going to say r is equal to render page. And we can basically put in the URL and put it down here. But how do we actually make the website change depending on the keyword itself? Now, this is kind of a really interesting thing for you to know. And I want you to observe the URL and how it changes once we enter a search, right? We're going to go Bitcoin. We're going to click enter. And you can see how or what is added to the URL after searching Bitcoin, right? So as you can see here, search $S is equal to Bitcoin. So now this is kind of relates to, HTTP requests, GET requests, and then how you can send a parameter as well. So what we're going to do, we're basically going to copy this, okay? And I want you to understand, we're going to go right here, URL plus, and then we're going to basically go here, right? But we don't want it to just be Bitcoin. We want it to be whatever keyword is going to be. So we're going to go just like that. And we're going to put these two curly braces and we're going to do dot format. I'm going to put keyword. So now, as simple as that, keyword will actually automatically be written inside here. And then now as well, search $S is equal to will be added to the URL. So now it will actually render the search results of whichever thing that we need. So it's kind of as simple as that, actually. Okay, and now after rendering the page, the next thing what we want to do is now we want to instantiate or pass this on to beautifulsoup, the part where we're actually gonna start using it. So we're just gonna make one called soup is equal to beautifulsoup, and now we're gonna pass in the render page, right? This is now gonna be all the page source, and then we're gonna pass in a type of parameter here, and then the one that we're going to go for is HTML5 lib. Okay, now the reason for this naming, not entirely sure, but obviously we're just going to specify that it's HTML5 library, right? That's the type of thing that we're going to be reading off of this page source. So yeah, and after that, basically soup, the next thing now what we're going to do is we're going to now actually do news underscore data is equal to semicolon or two quotations, because this is now going to be the text. Because think about it, guys, we're going to be web scraping, and then we're going to put that paragraph so that we're going to scrape off into kind of a text format or an article format so that we can print it in a text file. Anyways, you can obviously do it in whichever utility that you want, but I'm just keeping it simple for this project that we're making. The next thing that we're going to make is we're going to say results, or actually to make it more, search underscore results is equal to, right? And now we're going to say soup.find. Okay. And then now we're going to go right here, and then we're going to say, what are we trying to find from the page source? And this is the part where it actually requires a lot of like digging in. So we're going to go to this page. This is the search page. This is what it will get rendered. We're going to go to F12 to hit in the elements. And then this is the part where you need to have, you know, kind of that investigation skills, right? You can see how when you highlight, it tells you what it covers in the HTML. So immediately, this one is what we want to expand, the Div Fusion app. We're going to now expand later, expand it even more, and then we're going to go to this one. And we're going to keep expanding until we reach the section that we're very happy with, right? And the section that we want is literally these search results. So we're going to keep digging deep and deep up until, as you can see, header, the main class, and the footer. We definitely want to go with the main class. We're going to expand this one. And as you can see, we go down, down, down. And then this is the part we want to go to. And after that, we go to this one. And I think we have reached the correct one, actually. Yes. So now this is the one that we want to reach, so that then we can extract each item at a time, as you guys can see. So as you can see that this is the element is a div, and the class is this. So we're going to double click this and Control C. And then after that, we're going to go back in the code. We're going to say we want to look for div, colon. We're going to say attributes right here. I'm going to put two curly braces, because this is kind of like a JSON. And we're going to say class, and then the class is what we pasted. Okay, so that is going to be our search results. It's actually as simple as that. And then after that, just for reasons, test reasons, we're just going to click print. And we're just going to click print search results to make sure that it has indeed worked. Okay, so now after that, what we're going to do, we're going to comment out the crypto prices. As I said, that's another video that we did, but we're going to actually just call create newsletter, and then we're going to pass in Bitcoin. Okay, that's the search result that we want. So I want you also guys to kind of observe what happens. So first of all, we're going to clear the screen, and we're going to say Python crypto newsletter, and this is what happens when you run Selenium. It literally opens a Google Chrome driver automatically, waits 5 seconds until everything's loaded, takes all that page resources, and then now it does the code what we want to say, which is printing all the stuff, which actually could be a tons of things right now. And that was correct. It prints all those tons of things, right? And it literally can look overwhelming, but we're going to just, copy that. And then remember, there's this website, which I really like, Online JSON Viewer. We're going to paste it here, and we're going to click format, just so that it can look slightly readable, which honestly, I don't think it made any difference. But anyways, you know what, we're just going to skip over this. And the next thing what we want to do is now break down each of those things into those items as if it's an array. So the next thing we're going to do, right, we're going to actually say, let's say items, or actually, let's say articles. Articles is equal to search results dot find, and we're going to say find all this time. Okay, and then we are going to it's still going to be a div, because if you see here, each item here is still a div. Okay, yeah, that is correct. It's still a div, and what we're going to do, we're going to copy this, the div class, so it's literally the same as before. Attributes class, and then we're going to paste that. So now we're going to have all those articles. Okay, just to keep it simple to test things, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say print the length of those articles, which should be around, I think if I try to count real quick, that's around 10 or 11. So what we're going to do, we're going to save the script, and let's see if it populates. I'm going to click Python, and then again, it will do the thing where it literally renders it. And as you can see, it renders the website correctly. and then it will give it 5 seconds to load everything, takes the page resources, passes it on to Beautiful Soup, and that's where we scrape things. And then let's see, 11, we were correct actually, spot on. So that's 11 results, okay? But what we need to realize is that the first result, or the first 2 results actually, oh, is it? No, actually, no, this one doesn't count. The first result is something that we don't really want because it's just the Bitcoin price. We want actually, we want to read from the second result, right? And if you know programming, obviously that's index 1 as opposed to the first one is index 0. So now the second thing that we want now, okay, is that we're going to expand this, and then we're going to want the link of this, okay? Now the reason being, the next part of web scraping, right? Because we have found the article link that we want, okay? Which is this one. But now the next thing is that we want to render this page as well, so then we can extract these paragraphs. This is the actual source information that we want. So we're almost there actually. So the next thing what we want is the A element. And if you guys know HTML, A is obviously kind of a, I don't know, a placeholder, and then href is what we want from there. Yep. So as I said, we are kind of looking for this link right here. As you guys can see, the slash markets, everything. So we need to find the A tag with href of it, right? So that's the next thing what we want to do. But first of all, if you remembered what I said, we're gonna go for target news is equal to articles. And we're going to give it index 1, because remember, the first one we don't really want to read because it's Bitcoin. We just want to read the latest news. That's why we're going to say we're just going to filter out just that one article. And then after that, literally, what we're going to do is this is the part where we kind of extract. So we're going to say article underscore link is equal to target news. Okay, dot find, and then we're going to say A, and then right here actually we're also going to say, if I remember, href. Yes, that is correct actually. I'm going to say href. So I'm also going to kind of print this just to further test it. Article underscore link, and if it works, it is beautiful. Let's see it. I guess while this loads, guys, I'm just going to say, if you are enjoying this type of video, give it a like, subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments if you're learning something new. This is definitely a very good skill, guys. Honestly, you can start freelancing as a web scraper. So that's really good. Anyways, let's see what did we get after that. And that is correct. We've got it. Everything. We've gotten everything. That's correct. And as you guys kind of realize, it doesn't start with coindesk.com/XYZ. So we still need to append the URL before this, okay? So what we want to do, remember, we want to kind of create a new render of the page, right? So we're going to go render page, and we're going to mention the URL because that's why we saved it as a variable. We're going to go render page plus article link, okay? And then we're going to say basically rendered article. Let's say, yeah, r/article. Excuse my naming, it's not the most, it doesn't make sense, but I think you guys are following along quite well. Okay, so now that we have rendered the page, which obviously will take another 5 seconds, the next thing is that we want to pass it to soup. So now we're going to say soup underscore article. Again, my naming isn't the best, but you guys are following along. And then we're going to pass in basically the article. Okay, and then we're going to pass in, as if you remember, HTML5 lib. Simple as that. So now that we have the source loaded in, the new source, which is the actual article page, right? Remember this one. We're going to open this one, and now we can literally read this one. The first test that we're going to see is that if we have read it correctly, let's try to extract the header of this article. Or the what is it called? The title of the article. So we kind of do this. We're going to do the same thing where we're going to dig up. We're going to open elements, and we're going to kind of go ahead and literally. This is like a small mini game. It's kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, we're going to go right here in the main class. Go article, and immediately right here, article header is where I want to be, and expand it up until I find what I'm happy with. Close. Yep. This one at grid and headline. Simple as that, actually. Yep, at headline. So basically, that's what we want. We're going to go back to this one and we're going to say, let's say article header. Article header is equal to soup article.find, and it was a div with attributes of class, and then the class was this, and then after that, to keep it simple as well, we're just going to reuse the variable, honestly. And then yeah, basically say article header dot find, and then I believe it was just a h1. Yep, h1 dot find, and it's going to be a h1, and then basically we're going to do dot text, which is, if I remember, yes, it is not a function. Yep, it's not a function. So we're going to now print the article header. Well, actually, article title, just to keep it simple. Article finder is equal to, let's go like this. Okay, simple as that. Now, actually, let's test it out. Again, let's clear the command and let's see, are we on the right path? We're literally almost done. So this is actually going pretty well. And this just shows you like the power of web scraping, guys. Honestly, like you can web scrape Amazon, you can web scrape eBay, you get the latest prices, for example. And let's see, did it? Okay, yeah. Now it's kind of loading the new page, and it did load it correctly. Markets, this is the right page. And there's a lot of invalid stuff, but we're just going to ignore them for now. Page load metrics, that could be some stuff. Oh, there we go. Bitcoin slips at 29K, but on ETF approval. Is that the correct one? No, it is not. Which one did it read? First mover. Bitcoin slips at 29K. Wait. I think I know why. I think there's literally been a new article. Yeah. As we are recording, there've literally been a new article. This is why it has updated, and it did get the new header. So actually, I was correct. This is amazing, actually. So it is working correctly. So we do have that working well. So going back to things, actually, the next one, what you want to do, I guess, now that we have the header, we're going to go back to the script, the HTML5 elements, and then we basically want to, oh, not this one. We want to now find the paragraphs, right? These are the actual information. And that's the final thing that we want to extract, basically. So we're going to go into article. And yeah, I believe it's this one that we want now. Module name. And I think it's basically this one. Main body grid. And this one. And there we go. As you can see, there's kind of three main paragraphs, and we kind of want the first and second one right here. Yeah, so these are the three kind of paragraphs, and as you keep digging, yeah, it's a P, and then we want the text of that P, right? Okay, so we kind of want to get maybe the first one right here. So it's going to be a div class article content, this one. So we have those two, right? Article contents, yeah. So we're basically going to go here, and we're just going to, again, I think, to be honest with you, I'm trying to think, do you want just these information, or do you want the other two paragraphs? To keep it simple for this video, I think, honestly, I'm just going to keep it, I'm just going to say article underscore paragraph. is equal to, let's say, soup article dot article, soup underscore article actually, because remember we don't want to use this one header or title because it's scoped in somewhere else. So soup underscore article dot find all. Okay, and we're going to say div, and again we're going to say attributes, and we say class. What have I done? Class, and then now we're going to paste that. So it's going to get all the paragraphs, right? And now we're going to kind of do a for loop just to kind of, guys, give you a demonstration on how it would work. So we say for paragraph in paragraphs, but we're just going to keep it as a count. Yeah, no, actually, we're just going to keep it like this. For paragraph in paragraphs, but because we only want the first paragraph, so I'm just going to break, but just for the sake of this video, because we only want the first paragraph. But obviously, if you want to loop to every single paragraph of the article, you wouldn't want to break. You would kind of let it go through the whole for loop. But because we just want to break after the first paragraph, we're just going to stop. So in paragraph, we're now going to say, so for example, when we iterate, we're going to be in the first one. We're literally going to say, find the P. Right, so we're going to say news. I'm just going to say news is equal to paragraph dot find, and there's going to be P, simple as that, and then dot text. And I believe that's actually it. Yeah, dot text, and then literally I'm going to print that news. And actually, I just realized. Yeah, I think here what we're going to do, we're actually going to do find all P, and we're going to say texts is equal to find all, because I think it has multiple paragraphs. So now we're going to do for every text in texts, for every text in text, we're basically going to say, because we want to print it all, remember, we are going to say, yeah, we're basically going to create the news data right here. If you remember, we might as well use it now, right? And then we're just going to say add equals text dot text. Yeah, text dot text. And then we're just going to add a front slash, whatever it's called, just so with that we can have a, enters. And I think that is actually it. So now we're going to go here, news data. Let's see if it actually works. A lot of programming has to do with debugging. So is it actually going to work? Let's see. Is it going to work first try as well? Let's see it. All right. Everything's working smoothly up until now. Let's see, guys. Moment of truth. If we got this, give it a... No, we did not get it. I was going to say, if you got this, give it a like. So it says here, element not found, I believe. Yeah. Element not found. So, yeah. So I think I understand. So now that we did that, we're actually going to need to change this from find to just be find. And now we're just going to add, instead of break, actually, we're just going to say printed. We're going to make a new printed is equal to 0. And we're just going to say, oh, didn't mean to open this. And we're just going to say, for example, here, printed is equal to, or plus equal to 1. So text is equal to paragraph to find the text. And then instead of this, actually, we can remove this. And then, news data is equal to text dot text. And then we're going to add the plus plus. And then we're going to do the plus equals 1. And then I think now we're just going to say if printed, because this is where we're going to limit our paragraphs. If printed is greater than, let's say, 4, we're going to break off this for loop. And I think now this should actually work. So we'll take a time, but we're going to skip over this. Oh my God. I think it did work. Perfect. Let's see. So the largest Oh, perfect. The price of Bitcoin, BTC, barely, yes. The largest Bitcoin, yes. Bitcoin, yep. Everything's Ether, yes. Alongside, let's go, guys. All right, the final thing that we actually have to do, it works, guys. Honestly, that's perfect. The final that we actually want to do, right, is put it over in a text. So that's the second function that I created. I think I didn't. Oh yeah, it's right here actually. Get crypto news, create newsletter. I think honestly it'd actually be better if we change the naming on this. Get underscore crypto underscore news. So now this one, we're gonna need to import a import OS and then os.path. And then now here, this will be actually the main function that calls both of those functions that we just created, right? Which is actually right here, sorry. So it will actually call get crypto prices, and we're just gonna pass in the keyword, right? And then we're just gonna get prices. I'm gonna save that here, and then now here we're gonna say news is equal to set get crypto news, and obviously we're gonna pass in the keyword. As simple as that. And now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna say text underscore file is equal to open, right? And then now we're just gonna call the text file. We're just gonna say latest underscore crypto, crypto underscore news dot text, and then we're gonna open it in a read, in a write, sorry. And yeah, that's basically actually it. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna type text file dot write, and then we're literally gonna pass in all the stuff that we have received. So for example, it will be prices plus, and then we're gonna do -n, and I'm just gonna do plus as well, and we're gonna add the news, and that's actually gonna be it. Yeah, I think that's actually gonna be it. The last thing that we need to do is text file dot close. We just want to do that to close the, to close the file, close and save it. But before we do that, actually, I just want to do some formatting with the get crypto news. I just want to make sure that we return the data correctly. So return news data right here, as opposed to printing it, because we don't need to print it anymore. So we're going to say return news data. And then I guess towards the end, once it finishes, we're just going to say news data plus equals, we're going to say this. Oh, actually, yeah, we're just going to go and say this. We say end. I know this is very not really well formatted, but it will help for now. And then, for example, right here as well, we're just going to type after news data, we're going to say start. Oh, in caps. Let's keep it consistent. And then once we get the article title, we also want to print that. So I'm actually gonna go here. We're gonna go -n, and then we're gonna put the news data, but we're gonna put the headline, article title, and we're basically gonna do plus -n, just some formatting here, guys, honestly, just to make it readable. And then after that, yeah, that's basically it, I think. And I guess actually I want to do one final change that will make it even sicker. We're just going to name it latest crypto. Instead of crypto, we're actually going to say the keyword dot format. So for example, if we wanted latest Bitcoin news, latest SafeMoon news, latest Ethereum news, so we're going to do that instead. So let's do CLS, guys, and let's see if this worked. Our project, our web scraping project. And then if we look at the file, any second, this should render the file. Oh, no, it did not. Okay, let's see. There's something that happened that's incorrect. Expected string bytes or... Okay, we got this small issue here, and I believe it has to do with the fact that we are trying to... with the fact that we're trying to do this all in one. Oh, I just realized. The format keyword. That's something that we didn't do. Okay, I think that should work, and that should fix it, actually. So let's rerun it, and let's do it. Any second, guys. Okay, latest Bitcoin news. So that's the correct wording format. Once we open it, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We have Bitcoin, BTC, the latest price, and then 30-day change, and then its latest news. We have the headline right here. Bitcoin slips at XYZ, and we have the latest, the first 4 paragraphs. Now, our final test before we end the video is that we want to test it for another, let's say Solana, okay? Yeah, let's say Solana. And let's find out. So now, after waiting, it should create a new text file that says latest Solana news. Let's give it a few seconds. Finished. Latest Solana news. There we go. Let's go. Solana base cipher protocol experience exploit freezes smart contract. Whoa. Okay. And then here it talks about base decentralized exchange cipher lost close to 1 million in crypto Monday due to an exploit security incident. That's crazy. And here it says update figure lost. Don't know what that means, but hey, that is pretty sick. As you can see, the price of it, guys, this is it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. This is what is web scraping. It's such a very good skill for programming to have. You can literally start freelancing. You can add this in your portfolio. This is literally a project to add on your CV as well. I hope you really enjoyed this. It's kind of been, raw. I'm not really doing that many edits or cuts here because you've seen me with my things that I had to change and that's how it is. Honestly, guys, you'll never write code that fully works at the start. Literally, coding is almost 90% debugging. You know what I mean? And reading documentation. The actual time you're coding literally is, 10% of the time you're spending thinking, planning, debugging, reading. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. beautifulsoup is such a beautiful library for Python. Python is such a capable scripting language. I love it. And interpreted language as well. Anyways, we're going to end that video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have created a nice little project that gets us the latest news about a cryptocurrency. So that really works. And it puts it on a text file. And let me know in the future, would you like me to further expand on this project to where it actually becomes an emailing service? Or would you like me, for example, to do one where we can turn this into a PDF, where it puts it into a nicer, formatting with possibly even images of the news and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of interesting to put it in a PDF, create a PDF within Python. You know what I mean? But guys, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you liked it, got some value out of this and learned something new about Python and how capable it is. I'm going to end the video there. If you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description, or just like and share the video. Subscribe for more videos like this. Remember, I'm a crypto lover and I love programming. I want to join these two worlds together and make content for you guys. I'm a recently graduated software engineering student, so I just want to share my knowledge with you guys as I learn more stuff. So it's honestly a win-win situation for both of us. My name is DJ Khaled, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.